So for Black Friday optimization, I would still start always with understanding what are your profit and revenue predictions for if you're not changing the price. So that's a surprising thing that on Black Friday already the sales are rising a lot, even if you're not changing the price at all. So in this case, in this example, we still have 5.2 million revenue and 1.8 million in profit. Now, then of course you can add additional discounts. And this is what you can see here also. If you increase your discount level, for example, here it's going up +1, +2, +4, +5. As you increase that discount level, you have effects on the short-term profit, which in this case is now 6%. Your revenue increase would be 13%. And you also see an effect, and that's important to understand, on the long term, like until the liquidation end. So the sales rate until liquidation end, until you want to sell out your products, in this case is increasing by 2 percentage points. But what is alarming here in this example is that you are destroying long-term value. So apparently, in this scenario, you would reduce your liquidation end profit. That is the profit that you make until the end of your lifetime of the product, including the write-offs that we're assuming. And I think that's what many people do on Black Friday, is that they go very aggressive, they go down this curve, and they end up maybe in an optimization setting like this one, where, yes, they have a lot of revenue increase, in this case 24%, but the short-term profit even is much lower than what it would have been if they wouldn't have done any price changes at all, right? Because here you are actually, the short-term profit is 10% lower. And again, the problematic thing that you can see here is that on product level, you are reducing the liquidation end profit by 40% in this case. This is what I would definitely try to avoid. And one way to avoid that is really setting a rule that you say, okay, on product level, for example, you don't want to discount products where you destroy long-term value because you don't have enough stock. So you can use a different setting here and maybe set this to 70% and say, okay, I don't, even though it's Black Friday, you don't want to move too far away from the maximum profit point in the very long term, because there's also weeks after Black Friday, and you see this curve is changing directly. And now the short-term effect will have less of a negative impact on the liquidation and profit. So here you see you can have still a short-term profit impact of 5% positive. You have less revenue impact, yes, but at least the long-term profit impact is much more positive, and you still get a 2% higher sales rate at liquidation end. So these trade-offs between long-term and short-term are very important to consider, especially during Black Friday. Otherwise, you will have maybe what looks like a successful Black Friday, but you might suffer from that in the longer term, because you have sold products that you don't have enough stock of, and that you cannot sell a second time after Black Friday. Thank you for your attention.